Well, hello. I want to welcome you to another exciting episode of Pens in Use. This week I have quite the plethora of pens. I inked these up kind of in response to my austerity during my travel edition and in anticipation of a possible upcoming storm, which as of my recording this Thursday night, I don't know if it's going to happen yet, but signs are pointing towards yes. So I will update you in another video on what actually ended up happening with this storm. So, I invite you to look at the pens that I've been using this week. If videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens, both new and old, and at all price points, I would welcome you to subscribe below. If you'd like to comment on any of the pens that you see here, or question my sanity as to why I'm living in a state where we're getting 4 to 8 inches of snow on April 13th, please feel free to leave a comment below. Alright, so let's take a look at the pens. So, with this wide variety of pens this week, I'm not going to write with this one, but I have my Lamy 2000 with a fine point. Oh, what the heck, I'll write with it. I have 4 Platinum 3776s. I am actually going to be filming this weekend a video on the Platinum 3776. It got inspired because I inked up these two. So, this is a Platinum 3776 with the Lavande finish. This is a Platinum 3776 with the Bourgogne finish. This is a Platinum 3776 with the Shangyo finish, and a Platinum 3776 with the Koi finish. This is not a Platinum 3776, although it looks a lot alike, so we'll do some comparisons here in just a minute. This is a Wing Sung A698. This is a Tuckersharpe. I don't know much about the brand yet. It's a vintage pen. It's definitely one of those third-tier pens. Beside it is I'm going to call it a Japanese stone pen. It's another one I don't know much about, but I'm planning to review because I don't think I'm ever going to learn anything about it. This is not a fountain pen. This is a interesting pen. Pilot Custom 7... Sorry, I just drew a blank on the number. Pilot Custom 743. And then I have 2 Noodlers Konrads. One in... well, shoot, there's some kind of a chimney of fire. I don't remember what chimney. Nantucket? That sounds good. And the other one with the Forbidden City finish. So let's see how these guys write. As always, I am recording this in my Bomo Art Journal, which I have reviewed previously. You can find a link to that review and other pens which I've reviewed in the video description down below. If I haven't reviewed the pen, of course, no links. This was my short review last week. But I'm not traveling this week. Let's go nuts. So my daily writer pen, as always, is the Lamy 2000, a nice Bauhaus design. And because it is one of those weeks where I have a lot of pens to review, we'll just get this out of the way because look back to many, many other pens in use, and you can see it in use. It is a good pen, very reliable, very good writer, and I like it. Now this next pen is inked up because I'm about to embark on a Platinum 3776 video experiment thing where I'm going to test them with, see how the slip and seal mechanism works over several months. So I thought I should film a review of this one before I do that. This is a Platinum 3776 with the lilas finish. Or, I'm sorry, with the lavande finish. Lilas is pink. This is kind of purplish. I'll tell you right now that this camcorder makes it look blue, but it's purple. So this has a fine nib in it, which you'll see the review of this pen in the upcoming next few weeks. And we'll get more into it then. So it's a regular fine. And this one is inked up with what will be the tester ink. not, you know, an exciting ink. But I wanted to use the same ink in every pen, and one of my viewers, when they heard about what I'm planning to do, was excited about, you know, wanted to make sure I did that. And yeah, but it's going to be Montblanc Black. Now this next pen is not inked in Montblanc Black because when I inked it up, I hadn't thought of doing this video yet. So I'm going to have to probably rinse this pen out and refill it. This is with the regular Bourgogne finish. You're probably noticing some line variation here. It's because this is a soft fine. And this is inked with an ink that I actually would not care to test the slip and seal mechanism with because I could end up gumming up the pen permanently. This is Platinum Carbon Black. I think that skip there was my fault. I'd love to show you the two nibs side by side, but I'm filming a review on the fine point here, and I plan to do that during the fine point. And by then, they'll both have the same ink in them. This next one actually is what inspired me to do this. I filmed a video on this pen, which is in the Shengyo finish, and I got the idea of, hey, I should do a big overview of the Platinum 3776 nibs, because I like them. Of course, with the size nib that this is, it's going to be empty. I'll have to wash it out, but it is pretty close to empty anyway. Because what's the point of reviewing how well the slip and seal mechanism lasts if you don't use the same ink in every pen? But it gave me the idea, so I'll be doing that. If there is any ink left, because I'm filming this weekend, if there's any ink left, I'll clean it out. This next pen has a broad nib. I am really sad to empty this one out because it's not close to empty, but I want to be consistent with my tests. This one will not be stored for months because this one does not have the slip and seal mechanism. Almost told myself I could just leave this ink in it, but then I realized that no, I want to be consistent if I'm going to compare nibs. So this is a broad. I had some questions about how the broad compares to the coarse. Here is your answer. I have heard this coarse described as a double broad, and I think that's about right. I was going to say it's ultramarine, and I was right. So I am kind of sad to throw what's left in the pen out, but I think in the interests of having a semi-scientific study, I might as well. Now I'm going to set it right here because of the next pen. It's a Wing Sung pen. Wing Sung A698. So you write that down before I forget it again. I don't know the nib size. I don't think it's written on here. I didn't see it anyway. Although it is interesting that the nib says Fullawan. But yeah, I don't see a nib size. So we'll just go with that. This is Noodler's. You may think you know why I purchased this pen. Definitely seems to be some similarities with the Platinum I just showed you. So I'm going to pull them up. Now I think later, I don't know when, one of these days I'm going to do a video where I compare maybe these two finishes, but we'll do the short version now. Certainly look a lot alike. The Platinum and the Wing Sung. The Platinum, however, is celluloid, and one of the ways you can tell the difference You see the line on the celluloid? You don't find that on the wing sung. That's because this celluloid was kind of a sheet rolled around, and that's the seam. I'm going to guess that this wing sung is some kind of an acrylic. Now, superficially, very much the same. I would say that the celluloid has more depth to it, including in the red portions. Not as much as I hoped it would. Also, celluloid has kind of a slight camphor smell, which is interesting. And I think the red is a little deeper, and the chatoyancy on the celluloid is just a little more chatoyanty, shiny. I don't know what word I want. Also, I just noticed that. Annoying. The platinum is definitely better made, but at the same time, I think I'll be washing that. It's a lot of ink. At the same time, this wing sung has a very, you pay a fortune. Platinum does have a koi with sides like this, but you pay a fortune for that. I definitely did not pay a fortune for this wing sung. So, interesting. I'm glad I bought it. And I'll have, like I said, I'll have to do a more in-depth comparison later, and I'll have to figure out what caused that. A lot of ink leaked out suddenly as a result of my doing that writing sample. I mean, more ink than just splashes when you rub the nib up against the cap. So, something to figure out. Now, this Tuckersharpe is one of those third-tier manufacturers. You don't hear a lot... Oops, you can't read that. You don't hear lots about. Made in the USA. I don't know much about it yet. Lever fill. No real exciting finials. Uncap it. This is interesting, especially for a pen of its time. Clear feed. I don't know that I've ever seen that. Now, it always looks to me like it should run dry at any minute, but it never does. For whatever that's worth. And the nib, oh, and as I say that, it just ran dry. That's annoying. Okay, so this is a Tuckersharpe. I don't know what the nib is, but it definitely seems to have some sort of a stub quality. The ink is Kyo-iro. Keage Sakura. That's an ugly K. And what's interesting is I got this writing with very little effort. I just kind of rubbed the edge of the nib on the other page and started writing. And, interestingly enough, that channel there where I was saying I don't know why it doesn't dry up is now full of ink. And so is the feed. So, make of that what you will. That's why I don't review pens right away. I like to learn and find their little quirks, and that is definitely a quirk. Now, one other thing before I leave this pen worth pointing out is what the nib says. Let's see if I can... So, vert. Okay, I don't know what that says. Very smooth. Medium, USA. So, apparently that is a medium nib. Make of that what you will, because I don't know what to make of it. Kind of a mushy snap cap, but it does cap. Then I get to my Japanese stone pen. I'm tempted to film a review while it is filled right now. I haven't decided if I will. I need to figure out how to light it, but if we get the promised snow, maybe I'll be home to figure it out. This is a lever fill pen. Where's the lever? It's very rare with these that you actually get to see inside, to see the sack, to see the J-bar. Oh, I guess if I keep my fingers out from under it, you can kind of see. It was neat the first time to watch it fill, but I'll be honest, it did stain the sack. So it's a silicone sack, so it's clear. Interesting. I don't know much about this. It says that where I bought it, it was apparently made by a Japanese craftsman. This is Hardest Iridium Pointed pen. I apologize. And I agree, it's hard as a rock. On the cap, the clip has that. And that's all the identifying information I have on it. So I've been calling it my... Oh, there we go. It's a little scratchy. But not bad. I'd say the scratchiness is more along the lines of feedback. This is Pilot Blue Black. Apparently this was made sometime in the 50s or 60s. And as I said, I don't know much about it. So it'll be one of those one-off reviews that nobody understands. This next is not a fountain pen at all. I showed this during my travel edition of Pens in Use. This has kind of a bamboo finish. And it looks to me like some kind of a felt tip, but it was sold as a gel roller ball. So make of that what you will. So we'll just call it a bamboo pen for now. It's interesting anyway. Snap cap. Not much on that finial, but the other finial actually has sort of a jewel to it. That's a little different. All right, I did a flex off, was it a week ago or 2 weeks ago? This was one of the stars, a Pilot Custom 743. I have the Falcon nib in this. This was the winner. Falcon nib, as opposed to the Falcon pen, which is a slightly different animal, has cutouts in the nib to help, I suppose, make it more flexible. And it has an FA. This is a number 15 size nib. And I'm pleased to say it is not bringing any shame to me. It is writing beautifully. And the ink in it is Sailor. I seem to have been on a Sailor kick. Sailor Jentle Grenade. I'll put grenades in your pomegranates. 2 more pens. These are Noodlers that I inked up before I went nuts. This one was a newer model Noodler's Konrad acrylic finish, but I replaced the nib with one of those fire polished re-entry Nemosine nibs. They have kind of that fire blue, kind of like the Kaweco Lilliput I was showing the last few weeks, which is now out of ink. So this is a Noodler's Konrad. I am pleased to report that that started right up, because I have not been writing with this pen a whole lot. This is a broad, and it's Nemosine re-entry, or Nemosine, I can't remember. Oh, I should have known. Robert Oster. Back in more optimistic times when I wasn't expecting more snow. Robert Oster Summer Storm instead of Spring Blizzard. And then my last pen, which was also part of the Flex Off, is another Noodler's Konrad, this one with the Forbidden City finish, which I think is a very attractive finish. This was left with the regular flex nib. I won't say that the nib and feet are the best combination because they kind of failed me during the flex off. And they just failed me again. To be honest, I'm not a flex writer. I like a pen with some line variation and some bounce. But I don't have the patience to do true flex writing. The ink in this is Noodler's. I can hear the wind. I don't know if the microphone is picking it up, and usually I don't hear wind down here in the basement. Kind of an obscene number of pens inked this week, but whatever. It's kind of fun, and I like having some variety, and several of them are almost empty, so we're all good with it. And the Platinum 3776s, except for one, the one already has the Montblanc in it, will be emptied out in preparation for that big Platinum 3776 video. Don't expect to see the big comparison of the Platinum 3776s for several months, but expect to see, I don't know if it'll show up better on this camera, but expect to see this purple-ish Platinum 3776 Lilas, Lavender, Lilas is pink, Lavender appear very soon in a review. Because I wanted to get the review out of the way before it sits dormant for way too long. Because I do like the model. So that's coming. As for right now, like I said, it's Thursday night. I don't know yet if I will have school tomorrow. I will leave you with this. I have a little footage here from, I took Sunday, that would have been April 5th. Let me do my math here, 13. No, April 8th. I apologize, April 8th. Okay, sorry. That scared the hell out of me. I've never been downstairs when that happens. I don't know if the microphone picked it up, but I have a gutter on my house and the wind is in just the perfect direction. It goes against the side of the house and it sounds for all the world like somebody is knocking at the door. And I just thought, holy cow, is somebody knocking? So you just got to see me jump and now the adrenaline's like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Okay, sorry. Never been downstairs when that happened before. Wow, so my attention span is totally shot till that adrenaline cleans out of my system. But anyway, I think I was talking about something with pens. I don't know what. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of footage I took during last weekend, during the storm then. I have heard several different amounts. I'm going personally with 5 inches of snow. It's hard to tell because it blows around here so much. Little footage of them just cleaning out the street in front of my house. I didn't shovel because I knew it was going to be a warm week and it warmed up and it was all good. So yes, they used the road grader to plow the streets and then they used the truck to come along and clean up afterwards. So anyway, if videos like this interest you, where I talk about fountain pens both new and old and at all price points, please subscribe below. If you'd like to talk about Storm or offer your condolences for what's coming, or hey, I may yet get lucky and it doesn't come, please feel free to leave a comment, or if you more particularly like to comment on any of the pens, because hey, again, please leave your comment below. So I thank you for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.